If you're a food enthusiast who's looking to start a food truck business that could potentially bring you in more than $500,000 a year, you need to stick around for today's inspiring episode. On today's episode, we're going to be featuring Boss Mama's Kitchen food truck owner, Jen. In 2018, she won the Best Food Truck Award, and she also managed to gain high popularity amongst the local residents in Washington. Jen, how long did it take you to become profitable?
Because that's important to me. They're important to me. Three things: people, process, product. I can tell you that there's some days where you'll profit a few $1,000s a day.
After quitting her corporate job of more than 17 years and realizing her passion for food, Jen opened her food truck business 4 years ago. And even today, she's continuing to grow. She's continuing to gain attention from local media, local residents. People love her food. Let's talk about locations.
Yes.
Identifying them, choosing them. What would the number be if you didn't go all out?
I probably could have saved myself about $40,000.
On this episode, we're gonna take a deep dive into Jen's business journey so that you can learn on how to start, manage, and grow your food truck business. But before we get started, just make sure you smash that subscribe button, like our video, comment below. You guys, we read every comment, we respond to every comment. We wanna hear from you. Let's go and meet Jen, you guys. Hi, Jen. Give me a high five. Thanks for meeting with us today.
Thank you for having me.
I'm super excited. Anything food and in the belly,
ready.
I'm ready. So I think your story is incredible, and I can't wait to share it with our viewers. Thank you.
Thank you for taking the time out to come talk to me.
Absolutely.
Appreciate it.
Tell us a little bit about yourself, why you started the food truck business, and how that all came to be.
Well, I have always loved to cook, and I was in a corporate job for about 17 years, basically my entire adult life, right? And then one day I just said, you know what, I want to give this a shot. I wasn't unhappy at my job. I loved what I did. I loved my team. I loved everything about it. But I always wondered, what could I do? And I figured I was at the point in time in my life to where if you don't try, you don't know, right?
You don't take that shot.
Yeah, exactly. If you don't take that shot, you'll never know.
Yeah.
And my husband is super supportive. My family is super supportive about everything. And they said, you know what, just give it a shot, right? So I figured, all in, let's do it. When I was in high school and college, I worked for a family friend's restaurant. And I really loved what I did, right? It was burgers and shakes and things like that. And I said to myself, when you become an adult, right?
Whenever that happens.
Whenever that happens, one day I want to own something like this, right? I really loved it because, bringing people happiness through food was always fun to me, right?
Oh, absolutely.
So I just figured, let's give it a shot. And that was almost 5 years ago.
So Jen, this is the center of operations for you.
The operation, yeah.
Tell us what are the most crucial equipment pieces, and maybe cost-wise, if you could break it down for us in a nutshell.
I can tell you that this truck, as you see it, it was a lot of money. One of the mistakes that I made is I did a lot of research when it came to building the truck. I didn't do enough, right? So after the fact, I realized I probably didn't have to spend the amount of money that I spent, but I have a solidly built truck that has done me well, that I've had no problems with, so I can't complain. Right?
So elaborate on that. What do you mean by you spend a little bit more than you should?
What I mean by that is that it's a 2006 Freightliner, and it was completely empty shell. Every piece of equipment in here is brand new. With installation of all the equipment itself, the wrap job on the truck itself, everything as you see it, turnkey, ready to go. The morning I started my business, it's $105,000.
Wow. Okay.
Yes.
What would the number be if you didn't go all out?
I probably could have saved myself about $40,000.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pretty large
Yeah,
chunk
I probably
change
could have,
when you're
but
starting out.
It is, but the one reason why I went new with everything is because I didn't want to have any troubles. And sometimes when you buy things used, you can have hiccups and you don't have a great mechanic. And my mechanic, he's amazing, I love him. But there's just certain things that you have to be conscious of, right? And I did spend a little more, but no complaints because this truck is as solid as I've never had an issue.
Let's talk about locations.
Yes.
Identifying them, choosing them. Share with us how hard, easy, some of the insights that you've experienced over the last 4 years in identifying, finding them, using them.
As far as locations go, the biggest challenge is really finding the ones that you can get approval to be at. Because one thing a lot of people, a myth that people think is if you have a food truck that you can just go park wherever, and that's not the
what I would
case.
think.
You can't do that.
Is
right?
that a regulation?
It is a
for city,
regulation,
county?
and basically what it is, it's actually through the health department,
Okay,
right? Because
okay.
what it is that you have to have a restroom within 500 feet.
I see.
So you can't go somewhere that doesn't have a restroom, right? That's part of the deal. Because where are you going to go?
I mean, you could
You could.
hitch up and put a.
No.
Can't do that?
No, they do not allow that, right? And it also,
okay.
too, you got to have permission. I just can't go and pull up in front of somewhere just because, right? So it's finding the locations that have the foot traffic and the businesses around you that want to support you and help you, right? And what I mean by that is that everyone wants food at their business, but are they willing to go and, like, for example, when we first started coming here at Center Collision, Kevin and I, on foot, walked these entire few blocks, introducing ourselves to the business
That's
owners
awesome.
around here.
Very proactive.
And Kevin saying, hey, I own Center Collision. This is Jen. She owns Boss Mama's Kitchen. We're going to have a food truck here on Thursdays. Come on by, right? That's why it's not just about me and my truck. It's when people work together in the business community and help each other, everybody succeeds, everybody wins.
Janet, how long did it take you to become profitable?
A couple years. First couple years were tough, but we did it. But we're in year 4 now, and things are okay. Pandemic and all, we're okay.
It's okay to expect a year or two of hard work before you really reach that exciting profitability
Easily,
stage.
yeah. And I highly recommend that if you're going to do something like this, you either need to make sure that you have a nice, cushy savings account. You need to have a spouse that's supportive.
I was going to say supportive, yeah, I'm with.
And you can afford to live on one income. Or you need to basically work and start your truck on the side and not do it full time.
That's a
First couple
tremendous
years,
help.
I got to tell you, was the hardest thing that I think we ever did. I mean, it was tough. It sucked.
What about your operating costs on a daily basis? What are they now? You know, viewers like to hear some numbers to get an expectation.
It's a lot better now. I mean, and it's hard for me to give you numbers, and the reason why I say that is because everything is so up and down.
Right.
I can tell you that there's some days where you'll profit a few $1,000s a day, right? I had a day last week to where I was negative 285. And I don't say that to scare people, but it's the truth in what we're doing. So you have, because people think that, oh, I can just do a truck. I can start a truck and make a lot. There's money to be made, I'll tell you that, right? But there's some days to where you're just not going to make it. And you've got to be prepared for that. Fries or no fries?
Process is happening. People are ordering. This is good. I can't wait to see how our burger comes together. I know it's going to be delicious. I'm excited because my belly's excited. I don't know about you, but I've never seen a burger this massive with beautiful smell of peanut butter and jelly coming out of it as well. I mean, that's quite a unique combination, but this is one of their best sellers. Let's take a bite. I'm excited. Let's see how this goes. The peanut butter and jelly, spot on. I've never tried it. It's so good, you guys. So good. What are your best sellers now, Jen?
Bestseller right now, I can tell you, is the Mama Fratelli burger, which, you know, I'm an 80s kid, and everything I do is usually named after an 80s movie or character or something of the sort, right? So one of our team members, she named the Mama Fratelli burger after, you know, the mob boss in the Goonies. And people just love it. Yesterday, of the 81 burgers we sold yesterday, of the 81, 67 were the Mama Fratelli burger.
Well, check it out. Why
Yes.
2 cheese strips, not one?
Because that way it slides down both sides.
Nice.
Little extra cheese,
Nothing
right?
better than cheese hugging
Cheese hugging cheese.
Everything below it
Yes.
makes for one perfect
So
package.
just kind of, and then, you know, we just steam it out, right?
So good to watch.
A little water in there, and then give it just a second, and it steams itself out, so it's nice and gooey, right?
Yeah. So the water's mainly for the cheese to become
Exactly.
gooey.
All right, I think we're ready. Let's take
Okay.
this thing out. So I'm gonna take it out together, but then I'll pull it apart so you can. All right, you ready?
Oh yeah. What's in there, Jen? I mean,
So it is 5 different cheeses, grilled onions and bacon, and it's French cut bread. It's hot.
yeah. You know what's easy to do? Burn your tongue with a cheese
Yep.
sandwich.
But you know what's
Put
great
all
though
that
too
inside.
is one thing we pride ourselves in: we never put anything out that's not hot.
Here we go, you guys. I'm gonna be so gaining weight. Jen, that is the culmination of all the cheese
Thank
sandwiches
you.
I've ever had.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
I mean, honestly, it's hard to beat.
Thank you.
If you guys live in the area, Tacoma,
Yeah,
Katy,
we're all over Pierce County. If you follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, Boss Mama's Kitchen, and also bossmamaskitchen.com.
what about your biggest struggles on a daily basis? What's one or two that you can share with us and our viewers?
Okay. Biggest struggle on a daily basis, there's a couple. One of them right now is definitely finding enough product. We don't have a meat problem in the beginning. We kind of did because everyone was struggling, but we use an independent meat provider that is amazing, so we don't have to worry about that. But it's little things. Product is number one. And number two, it's just having enough time in the day to do everything. People think, I've had a lot of people tell me, you know, hey, I want to buy a food truck, and you know, it must be nice just to have a lot of time to yourself.
Yeah,
No.
3 hours there, 3
There's
hours there.
no, and it's not what you would think, especially when you're building the business. I mean, the first 2.5, almost 3 years, I was working 7 days a week, no joke, on days off, making things happen. Just
You were
because you're
grinding
not
it out
on,
a lot.
just because you're
Yeah.
not on this truck, doesn't mean you're not working. You're constantly fielding calls. You're constantly fielding emails. You've got to find product. On your day off, you have to load for the week.
Mm-hmm.
That's the biggest struggle, is really time and product right now.
Okay.
Definitely having enough time in the day. Sometimes I just don't have enough time in the day. And my policy's always been like on emails and phone calls within 24 hours, right?
So you're
Because
doing everything now.
I'm
That's
doing
why-
everything now. Yeah. And my team is awesome. They are so helpful, but there's certain things they can't do that I have to do,
Gotcha.
right? I write the checks. I do the social media. I do the emails. I do the phone calls because it's something I pride myself in doing. Like I said, 24 hours usually to reply back to someone that's inquired.
Mm-hmm.
Right now it's probably about 48 to 72 hours just because I there's so much on my plate.
Yeah.
Yeah. Trust me, there's days that I get frustrated, and to me, it's like, you know, the first time that we couldn't get a lot of stuff, it was hard because I'm like, I want to function. I want to make sure that my staff is making money and they're getting paid, because that's important to me. They're important to me. 3 things: people, process, product. Marcus Lemonis,
I love that guy.
right? And
PPP.
those 3 things are super important, and we have it all down. And my team is great. The product is great. Our process is great. But when you can't find what you need, that throws a wrench in your process, right? So you got to adapt and overcome. If you don't, this is not the business for you.
Let's give a shout out to Marcus.
Marcus. Thank you, Marcus.
If this reaches you, Marcus, it is all thank you to you. We've seen a lot of your episodes. I'm sure you did as well.
I have, yes.
Maybe he'll call us.
Call me, Marcus.
Thank you. As we're standing here, we're next to, you mentioned,
We're at Center Collision right now here in Tacoma. And Center Collision, Kevin House and his wife Debbie own Center Collision, and they have been a huge support for us. We're all part of the same business networking group. It is called Ignite You. In my previous life, I was actually one of the original 8 members of this group. And I can't stress enough how important it is to have business relationships with other business people, because you all help each other,
Yeah.
right?
Everyone's in
It's key, it's crucial, it is incredibly important. There's now over 500 people in this networking group, right? And everyone
growth.
supports everybody. They help each other. It's so important, especially now, right?
Yeah.
So one day,
It's a
right
COVID
when this
environment.
pandemic started, Kevin and his wife showed up to a dinner location I was at. He said, hey, we want to help you guys out. Do you want to come and park in front of the shop? And I thought, you know what? Let's do it. And it's the first time we've ever done something like this, right?
Is this a good location for
it,
you?
It actually is a good location, but like anything else, it takes time. Like I said, it doesn't happen overnight, right? It takes time. Everything you do in this industry takes time. So we've been coming here every single Thursday from 11 to 2 for lunch since April. And the first couple of months, it took some time, but now everyone in the neighborhood knows we're here. You just got to pay your dues. I mean, some days we would barely cover food costs, right?
Gotcha.
But you have to just get out and let people know you're here and just really get in the
Be
neighborhood.
consistent.
Yeah, you have to be
Here
consistent.
at the same spot.
Exactly, you have to do it.
I think there's a lot of similarities with the other food truck owner that we talked about,
Yeah.
and I hope that that resonates with our viewers about
Yeah.
how difficult it is, that it does take time.
It does take
Success
time.
is not overnight.
Right.
And, you know, a lot of times in my business as a realtor, I would say success is boring. Why? Because
Yeah.
you keep doing the same thing
It
over and
is,
over.
and it's, you know, for me, one of the things that we talk about all the time that we really like about what we do is every day you're in a new location, every day something's different, you're meeting new people. I mean, don't get me wrong, we go to a lot of the same places, and we go because we love it, not because we have to, it's
Right.
because we love it. We love coming
You're
back here.
enjoying it.
We love what
Yeah.
we do on a daily basis, and we love, I mean, everything in the world right now is not that awesome, okay? So we like to be able to bring some happiness to people through some food, right? If we can do that, we've done our part.
Happiness through the belly.
That's right.
Always works.
Yes.
Quite effective.
Yes.
That's awesome. I
Yes.
love your energy and
Thank
just
you.
what you guys are doing here.
Thank you.
Boss Mama's Kitchen. I hope you guys enjoyed this first episode of Jen's journey in starting up the food truck business, going through the pitfalls and all her lessons and everything that she's doing currently. The food is amazing. The food is great. It's very unique. Hope you guys took away some principles. We'd love to hear your comments. So like this video, smash that subscribe button if you haven't already done it. And we want you to engage with us. We check every comment. We respond to every comment. And make sure you check out part 2. The link is in the description below. Thanks for watching, you guys.